was born in Omaha, 1950.
So what is your name and what do you do?
Okay, well, my name is Steve Hanson, and basically I'm a musician, professional musician, teacher, recorder, producer, playing in various bands. So that's my profession. Has been for a long time.
And what bands do you play in?
Okay, I've got numerous bands. I play in the Lightning Bugs. It's a trio, kind of a jazz swing vocal trio. And I play in the Toasted Ponies, which is a 5-piece bluegrass band, standard kind of lineup with banjo and mandolin and guitar and fiddle and bass. And then I play in the Fab Tones, sort of a 5-piece kind of rock and roll, although we do a lot of other things. We do everything from polkas to swing music. Don't play clubs too much anymore. We're all too old to stay up that late. I've got another little bluegrass trio that I play in, the Shucks Brothers, and play mostly traditional style bluegrass with bass, mandolin, and then I switch off between guitar and banjo with that band.
Who inspired you to start playing?
Oh, well, from a very early age, I wasn't playing, but both my parents played. My dad, Odell, I share his middle name, and he was a jazz swing player, not professional, but just did it just for fun. And I used to, when I was like 5 or 6, I remember going and listening to his jam sessions when he'd invite friends over and they'd just play swing tunes of the era. And that was an influence. Also, my mom was a big influence on me. She was a piano major in college, and she used to practice the piano when I was a very young 4, 5, 6-year-old child, and I remember going to sleep hearing the sounds of my mom practicing piano. I'd have to say my brother and sister, or my older brother and sister. My brother's a real good piano player, and my sister's a singer, and being older than me, they influenced me as well. I played saxophone, but I didn't start playing strings until I was like 13, and I started playing guitar in '63, and I think I was partly inspired by the Beatles, as were millions of other people my age.
And can you tell me a little bit about Bluegrass Camp?
Yes, Bluegrass Camp, I started about 20 years ago. Me and my wife, Lorene, bought this property in Long Pine, Nebraska, north central Nebraska, right on the Pine Creek. It's a beautiful little valley with lots of pine trees, hence the name. And we bought this property 21 years ago, and we were just sitting around and thought bluegrass music would sound good here. And so we hatched this idea to start a bluegrass camp. And I got my friend Terry Keefe to play, he's a fiddle player, to be part of the faculty. And it started the camp, and it kind of grew from there. It started very humble. It was maybe 6, 7 people, including your dad. And then it just kept growing. We started with just one afternoon camp, and then it grew into a morning and afternoon, and then pretty soon I added another week to camp, and pretty soon I added another week. So it just kept growing over the years, and then Terry and I decided to take the camp on the road. So we started a national park camp about 4 years ago now. The first camp was at the Grand Canyon, the north rim of the Grand Canyon, and everyone seemed to have a good time, and there was a lot of interest in it. So then the next year we had another one in Grand Lake, Colorado, at the foot of the Rockies, foot of the Rocky Mountain National Park, and that one where it went really well too, and so we did that again the next year, and then this year we're going to have the same camp in Grand Lake as well as maintaining the camp in Long Pine.
And final question, what advice would you have for aspiring musicians or people just starting out?
Yeah, I think as a string player or any sort of instrument, really, I think it probably would be important maybe to start off with a few lessons. I learned primarily by ear. That's a long, slow process. I would advise you to maybe find a teacher and take 4 or 6 weeks worth of lessons or something, just to get kind of a good basis on technique. And then from there, find other people to play with. If you can find friends that are like-minded in the kind of music you want to play. If you can get together with other people, that's a really good way to get better.
I think we got it.
Good. That's the game show chord.
And what is the game show chord?
Well, technically it's an E6/9 chord, but it just sounds like a chord they'd use to end a game show.